Good evening and welcome. I would like to open the public portion of the September 17th, 2025 Richfield Park Board of Education. The time is now 7:03 p.m. Let's begin with a salute to the flag. Straight ahead.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of
of the United States
of America,
and to the
the
republic for which it
which
stands,
stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Bison, can you please read the Open Public Meetings Act?
Yes. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of the public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Richfield Park Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, place thereof posted in the Bergen Record, Star and Ledger, Municipal Building, Board of Education offices, and district website. Second part is public participation will be conducted both in person and virtually through Zoom. All public will be muted throughout the meeting. Public participation comments are limited to 5 minutes. The public will be able to both speak and be seen by the board when participating virtually or telephonically via Zoom. Individuals participating virtually that wish to make comments during the public participation will need to raise their hand by clicking the blue hand icon at the bottom of their Zoom window. Individuals participating by telephone that wish to make comments during the public participation will need to hit *9 on their telephone to raise their hand. The business administrator, board secretary will then unmute individuals one at a time to speak in the order their hand was raised.
Thank you, Mr. Bison. May I please have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney.
Yes.
Ms. Kraft. Mr. Feitros.
Yes.
Ms. McNeil.
Here.
Mr. Malou. Ms. Rodriguez.
Here.
Ms. Schmidt.
Here.
Ms. Velez.
Here.
Ms. Orth.
Here.
President Martinez.
Here we have a quorum. Trustee Schmidt, can you please move the minutes for the July 16th, 2025 meeting?
I'll make a motion to move 3.01 minutes, July 16th, 2025.
Second.
Do you have any questions or comments on the minutes? Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Cooney.
Yes.
Mr. Feitros.
Yes.
Ms. McNeil.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt.
Yes.
Ms. Velez.
You're muted.
Yes. Sorry.
Ms. Orth.
Yes.
President Martinez.
Yes. Minutes pass. Well, this month we did not have faculty and programs or policy. We did receive extensive emails from the administration about items that are on tonight's agenda. We did have buildings and grounds. So Trustee Cooney, can I please have the buildings and grounds report?
Good evening, everyone. Yes, President Martinez, thank you. On September 8th, the Buildings and Grounds Committee did meet. On the agenda, we discussed the ROD grant updates. Part of that, we noticed that the volleyball team is practicing at Lincoln School. During the meantime, while it's not most ideal, it does provide the team the space to practice and play during this transition period. But stating that, the junior senior high school, the gymnasium project, half of the ductwork is installed and we're on schedule for the gym to be used by the end of this month. Roosevelt, Mr. Igu has been continuously taking a look at air intake units prior to the Roosevelt work being started, and the initial planning meeting for Roosevelt and Grant has taken place. Regarding facility updates, the high school roof is 95% completed and watertight. Excuse me, we're just waiting on the company to finish the metal flashing around the face to ensure that water does not come in. The new clock system is done and working. There were 2 televisions installed in the CAF and 1 in the media center, which will be linked up with the clocks and used for various versions of media and also as a messaging board within the school. On tonight's agenda, the the closet for the servers at Grant School, the stage ceiling at Lincoln, and the columns around the high school are on the agenda to be wrapped with a matte black coating and a concrete base to prevent scuffs and scratches. And all the other buildings are ready to go, and we held a successful start to the year. So thank you, Dr. V, and your team. And the next meeting is scheduled for October 6th, and that concludes the Buildings and Grounds meeting agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Cooney. Amazing as always. Trustee McNeil, Finance and Insurance.
Thank you. Finance met on September 8th at 6 p.m. Dr. V, Ms. Triglia, Mr. Bisig, Mr. Matisich, President Martinez, and trustees Malul, Velez, and myself were all in attendance. We reviewed the corrective action plan for the federal monitoring. There are two findings that were outstanding questions on whether or not they were an error on the audit report itself that is being raised with the monitoring group. Documentation for the junior, senior high school ROD grant was being submitted for phase 1 and 2 grant reimbursement. When phase 3 is completed, that will be submitted for grant reimbursement, and after closeout, the final will be done. The audit for last school year, fiscal 24-25, began on the 8th itself, and the result will be used to inform the school year 26-27 budget. And it's great because Mr. Bisek got our auditors in to start early, so we won't be behind the 8 ball trying to get budget for the following year ready. So our next meeting, I believe, is October 6th, but I didn't write that down in my notes, so.
Thank you very much. Also amazing. Superintendent's report. Your microphone.
Thank you, President Martinez, and good evening to the board and our community. Pleased to provide an update through my report. The opening of school went really, really well. We had 2 days with staff for professional development and building-based faculty meetings to launch the school year. And we welcome students back for 2 half days to begin. And by all accounts, Ms. Strigley and I had visited all 6 schools, including our 2 pre-K providers. Students arrived with smiles, and it was an incredibly smooth opening, so I'm pleased to report that. Our schedule of back-to-school nights has also started. Again, Ms. Strigley and I attended the back-to-school night last night here at the junior senior high school, which was very well attended. And we're looking forward to the next 3 back-to-school nights. Tomorrow we have Grant, and then next week we have Lincoln and Roosevelt, respectively. As always, parents are strongly encouraged to attend so they can learn a little bit more about procedures and practices, and also, of course, spend a little bit of time in the classroom with their child's teacher. I respectfully submit the HIB report that was presented to the board in executive session. And in addition, the board and community may recall that annually superintendents are required to report to the Board of Education at a public meeting by no later than September 30th on high school students from the previous year who were awarded or denied diplomas. The total number of students who graduated last year was 230, with 1 being denied to not completing course requirements. So again, it was a total of 231 students, 230 who graduated. The 1 was denied due to not completing course requirements during the summer school. Of that, I'm also required to report a bit of a breakdown. There were 61 students who passed the substitute competency test on ELA, math, or both. 30 of those students were IEP exempt, and no students completed a portfolio appeal. I'm pleased to welcome 2 new student reps, Soleil and Miana, for their report. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Miana Almonte, the Student Government Vice President.
And I am Soleil Castro, the Student Government Secretary.
We are 2 of 4 student government officers, and there are 4 senior class officers who will be presenting at the board meetings this year as the student representatives.
We are pleased to update everyone with some current events at the junior senior high school. We are excited to announce that our 2025 homecoming dance will be happening October 24th, and the theme will be the Enchanted Garden. Tickets will go on sale at the end of the month. We are seeking new officers for 7th and 9th grade. Applications will open up this week, and by the beginning of October, new class officers for those grades will be announced. As the school year begins, clubs are starting to kick off their interest meetings. This includes Mrs. Grandolph's Academic Decathlon and Mr. Singer's DECA program. The guidance program has arranged for many colleges, universities to come give information sessions during school hours. Some of these colleges include Manhattan University, Rider University, Rutgers University, and more. Our back to school night and parent teacher meetings successfully took place last night at 5:15 and 6 p.m. Lastly, starting October 14th, we will be having our Scarlets for a Day, where 8th graders from Little Ferry are able to spend a day at Richfield Park Junior Senior High School.
And as we kick off the fall sports seasons, we're excited to share some updates. The cross-country team competed in their first invitational of the season on September 6th. Juliana Rica, Shania Perry, and Edgar Ronderos all ran personal best times in the opener. Edgar Ronderos also finished 7th overall out of a field of 125 runners. The girls' tennis program has started the season with 3 losses, but improvement can be seen in all the players as the season has gone on. Brittany and Michelle Lee have won all 3 of their matches and will go on to play the first ever Bergen County singles tournament this week. The Virtual Park football team began its season Friday, September 5th, against rivals Cliffside Park. The Scarlets defeated the defending Ivy League champs 41-7. For his efforts, senior Francisco then was selected for the North Jersey Football Player of the Week. Our sideline cheerleader season is off to an incredible start. They cheered the football team on to a huge win over Cliffside Park versus Richfield Park and put on an amazing halftime performance. They're looking forward to sharing a season full of big wins, fun themes, and school spirit. Our girls soccer team, despite being 0-2, are working hard and improving every day. Their teamwork, commitment, and positive attitude has been a major highlight this season. The boys soccer team is 1-3 to start the season with 3 one-goal losses. The team has held opponents to 1.5 goals per game, which is a huge improvement from last year. The Lady Scarlets volleyball team is currently 4-1 on the season and has been led by a strong core of seniors, including Rachel McGallis, Alex Paul, Valeria Juanate, and Juju Vargas. The girls took on Fort Lee last week in their first league match of the season. That is all we have to report tonight. Thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you, Soleil and Miana. Great to have you with us this evening, and thank you for that report. Okay, the board and community may recall that last year I presented an update through a State of the District presentation, and I am prepared to do the same this evening. This is an opportunity for us to kind of pause, slow things down, take a look at all the progress that the district made in the previous year, as well as some things that are coming up in the new year. So if you'll allow me just one brief moment to pull up the presentation, and then I'll get right into it. Okay, so I'd like to first note that this presentation was shared with the entire administrative team as part of our leadership council meeting to begin the school year in August, and then this was presented again to all faculty and staff on opening day on September 2nd. On the first slide, notably, we see all the new digital signs. Most recently, we placed the new digital sign outside of the junior senior high school, and we see freshly painted bricks as well. It makes it really pop when folks come down the hill and into the entrance. All right, so at first glance, this slide looks identical to the previous year. However, there is one name that is no longer listed, and that is the state monitor, Mr. Tom Egan. You may recall that the district in June was officially released from state monitorship by way of the Commissioner of New Jersey, and the Assistant Commissioner had come out and provided us with a formal letter and presentation on that. So I wanted to just pause there and ensure that all of our community members were made aware that the district was officially released from state monitorship for this year and moving forward. As discussed and noted during the board retreat in July, and then as approved by the board in the August meeting, these are the district goals. In the month of September, I'll be providing the board with a specific action plan, which will list major activities within these goals, but I did want to share this with the community in case anyone missed it. So the first goal here is to create basically a framework of a plan between Little Ferry and Richfield Park, specific to areas such as instruction and student support, ultimately with the intended outcome to continue to drive academic growth and college career readiness. So Ms. Triglia has met with Mr. Dunn, the Director of Curriculum in Little Ferry, to outline some areas where we feel that we can further our progress as a send-receive relationship. And in goal 2, we have enhanced special education programming through data-driven practices, again, ultimately with the goal to maximize student achievement outcomes. So examples of that would be to take a look at what other districts are doing successfully, improve some of our internal reporting mechanisms with families. So we're really excited to build upon the already strong foundation that we have, and again, to enhance our programming. And then goal 3 is to optimize financial operations and strategic resource management. Again, coming out of state fiscal monitorship, the goal here is to continue on the path that we are now on. You will see in a later slide, you may recall the board approved the financial analyst who joined the team in July. So we'll be, again, building some major activities around the addition of that staff member and some other items that we'll be able to present to the board and community. So in terms of this presentation, here is the state of the district components. We'll discuss some slides on personnel and then some curriculum instruction and programming, professional learning for staff, a facilities update, technology update, a little bit about some of the community engagement work that we've been doing, and then some slides on some progress in terms of student performance. So I wanted to provide the board and community with a snapshot of our district enrollment. This is as of this week of September 15th. So here we have our 2 pre-K providers, the enrollment there, and then our 3 elementary schools, and then enrollment at the junior senior high school, and then our out of district for a combined total of 2,117 students. The community and the board may recall that the district engaged a professional organization to conduct a demographic study, and at least within the next 5 years, we are not we're projected to be steady somewhere around this 2,000 number. So in terms of personnel and district staff, I carefully entitled this as new personnel. So again, to be clear, these are not new FTEs or new budgeted positions. These were developed either by condensing positions or what I refer to as, direct one-to-one changes in positions. So again, from a budgetary perspective, we were very mindful, and you may recall during the budget presentation process that we confirmed that we would not be adding any new FTEs, any new positions. Again, these are just new titles. So we did have a new human resource office manager in the central office. We added, as I mentioned, the financial analyst. We had some changes within our technology department, naturally with the forever evolving technological needs, not unique to Richfield Park. It totally made sense to make some adjustments to some of the reporting lines and to some of the positions within that department. So we have a network administrator title and then an IT support specialist. And lastly, we made some adjustments within our supports in terms of academic interventionists, and we were able to, through appropriate processes by creating a job description, and then through the hiring process, we were able to add a reading specialist position. Right, so in terms of programming and curriculum and instruction, I wanted to provide the board and community with an update on career and technical education, hereafter referred to as CTE. Our Chirp Cafe, which is a collaboration between our culinary arts students and our business students that developed the Chirp Cafe and school store. We're continuing to build upon this already successful partnership where we're having local events such as Coffee with the Mayor. We had our student showcase last year and the Lens on Preserve. Continue with career exploration in terms of field trips and guest speakers. And then just continuing to plan and build and integrate internships and our job shadowing through work-based learning with local businesses. Here's just some photos of the Chirp Cafe and some of the events that were held. So really great to see our students actively involved within the community. And in terms of some programming, we've made some adjustments in terms of some pathways here. So we have career integration in other content areas. So we've redesigned the STEM sequence, notably in the middle area there, which would be for 26, 27. We're adding in robotics as part of the sequence. We made some adjustments in terms of what the outcomes would be through computer science, which is an existing course, and as well as advanced engineering, which is an existing course. But the robotics is an area that we're seeking to continue to explore and expand. And then also a digital photography 2 course, which will focus on event photography. So empowering our students to, again, get out at school events, community-based events, with a focus on building career-focused project-based learning. And here we see some 3D printers which were purchased last year, and then we have the photography classroom on the right. Last night, as Ms. Trigley and I were making our rounds, we did stop in to this classroom, and really cool. We had keychains with the new RP logo available for parents as they visited that classroom, which were designed by our students through these new 3D printers. So it was really great to see that live and in action. In terms of professional learning for our staff, here are some sustained focus on some initiatives. So these were some items that we brought in over the past 2 years and are continuing to expand upon. And then some areas of new focus for professional development, some project-based learning training. We're taking a look at physical education in terms of contemporary teaching practices, small group instruction and aligning curriculum at the junior senior high school mathematics, and then some AI and reading and writing in the science classroom. So I'm pleased to share that initially when I arrived here, we were trying to plan professional development days kind of as they came along, but this year we have a full plan for the balance of the year. And the board and community may recall that in collaboration with the RPEA, we were able to add an additional professional development day this year for our staff in November. So the board had approved a professional learning opportunity for our staff members through Montclair State, which is a nationally recognized Master's in Educational Leadership program. So we've been working with Montclair State to begin to launch the program. They are hosting on October 9th an informational session for staff members who have expressed interest. At present, we have approximately 13 staff members who will be participating in that informational session. The idea here is to bring the Ed Leadership Program into Ridgefield Park, where it would be a cohort-based learning model. Staff members benefit from reduced tuition. Classes would be held here. And then also they would be completing their internships and mentoring here in Ridgefield Park, which is great because initiatives and programs that we're looking to further develop and build upon, they can participate in that as part of their own learning, but it benefits the district to build capacity and to develop these through the internship process. So some facility upgrades and expansion. We'll have some slides on pre-K expansion. We'll see some additional flooring, update on HVAC and rod grants, and then some campus facility upgrades, some pictures of the completed Strong Training Center, student wellness spaces, some outdoor spaces. I mentioned the digital signs, academic roofs, our new Ever Alert system in terms of the new clock systems throughout the junior senior high school, and then some cafeteria lighting and ceiling tiles throughout the ROD grant. So in terms of pre-K expansion, very proud to share that when I arrived 2 years ago, we had 5 total classrooms, 4 of which were with our 2 valued partners and being Little Stars and the co-op. So we had 1 internal pre-K classroom. But through appropriate analysis of our spaces and facility and staffing and certifications, we've been able to expand this program, what I would argue significantly, to 12 total classrooms. So we've retained our 4 in our provider sites. So essentially we went from 1 internal pre-K classroom to 8 this year. I can't stress how important this is. One, it's of significant value to our community because this is tuition-free pre-K for our families, beginning at as young as pre-K 3 and then pre-K 4. But in addition to that, systematically, it entirely makes sense to have students in our schools for another 2 years before entering kindergarten. And ultimately, over time, this assists us with early identification in terms of any interventions that students may need, but also adhering to a curriculum and our instructional strategies. So there's a lot that goes into this, but really, really proud to share that we've been able to expand this. And we'll continue to expand what we refer to as our universe, which would be a total of 16 classrooms. We're continuing to seek ways to be able to expand internally, but also perhaps through some additional provider sites. Here's just a snapshot of some flooring, both in gymnasiums, but also within our schools. I can tell you that there are still some areas that need of improvement, but from a budgetary perspective, we're pleased to be able to continue to improve some of our flooring in our classrooms and shared spaces as well. Here's just some photos of the HVAC rod grants here at the junior senior high school. And although this was part of the previous State of the District presentation, you may recall we had a rendering, and here is actually the finished product. We had a ribbon cutting ceremony last year. And then we also see in the lower left-hand corner, the new walls with the new logos within the gymnasium. And also some completed spaces, student wellness spaces at Lincoln Elementary, as well as at the junior senior high school, the wellness center. So here's the finished product. And some great shots of some outdoor spaces. We completed the patio and we have the umbrellas installed, so students can and staff can enjoy lunch in these spaces. It also provides an opportunity for classes to be conducted in some outdoor spaces. And then in partnership with the Shade Tree Commission, we've also planted some trees, notably as scarlet oaks and scarlet maples, keeping in the theme of our scarlet tradition. Again, here's the digital sign as an up-close piece here. And continue to work on the new academic wing on the left. And here is a photo of the new Ever Alert system, which is a significant upgrade from the traditional clocks that we've had here. We've retained the clock systems because they're embedded into the system, but this new system replaces, and there's a lot of great things that can be conducted through this new Ever Alert system. And cafeteria lighting and ceiling, vastly different in terms of the look. We've also done a fresh coat of paint, excuse me. And we're also going to be replacing the doors there as well. And this is the actual kitchen with new exhaust system implemented as well. And then in terms of technology upgrades, in the left column, you see the upgrade, and in the right-hand column, you see the intended impact on teaching and learning. So through a budgeted multi-year program, we've put in some faster internet connections, upgraded from 1 gigabyte to a super fast 10 gigabyte connection in every school. So the intended outcome in terms of the impact on teaching and learning is that websites and videos and online learning tools should load 10 times faster. Multiple classes can stream videos. Students can access online resources quickly during lessons. Improved Wi-Fi district-wide as well. And the next point here, so new Wi-Fi 6 access points and wireless equipment in all buildings essentially provides a more reliable internet connection in every classroom. And continuing, stronger security and network equipment, new firewalls and network switches to protect and manage data. So information should stay safe from cyber threats, and IT can fix problems in a more immediate manner instead of waiting for outside help. Network handles heavy use during testing and busy periods. And then upgraded servers and computer systems, so new servers that are 25 times faster with better storage and backup systems. So applications should run faster, less downtime. It supports newer educational software and tools. So, a lot of these technology upgrades, you cannot see, but we're hopeful that faculty, staff, and students are having a better experience within the classrooms. And I should note that, of course, with any technology and upgrades, there may be some, glitches along the way, but we have a dedicated technology department who is very responsive to the needs of our schools. And in terms of community engagement, one of the district goals last year was the district rebranding. We've done a lot of work in this space. So we have the new mission statement. This was revealed to staff on opening day. All staff members have now received a graphic of the mission statement with the new RP motto. And they've been asked to place this in all of their classrooms so that it's a living, breathing document. And it's not just something that's tucked away on a website. Rather, it's something that we're implementing every day, that our students are aware of, and something that we're very proud of. We launched our new website and app over the summer months. So we've been pushing out some notifications on social media for parents to download the app and participate in that. We have our new social media handles, which is great because we've been able to, again, push out some valuable information. We implemented mid-year last year our new digital district newsletter through SMORE. Our first newsletter for the 25-26 school year will come out at the end of this month. And again, we've done a lot of work, as you see, consistent through this presentation for the RP logo. So, branding is really important so that we have an identity, we have communications with our community and our families. So we're really excited to continue to push some great information out. We're going to be continuing with our Parent and Guardian Academy events this year. We're going to be including some ESL family engagement nights. Our Early Childhood Advisory Council continues. That was kind of upgraded and enhanced last year. And as you may recall, we disseminated a survey in terms of a potential reconfiguration with our junior, senior high school and potentially placing 7th and 8th grade students in a different location. We're anticipating now that the board has approved the proposal from our architects of record for an update from our architects potentially in November. And then thereafter, we strive to make this a transparent, collaborative process and include our community in the process. And then there is a recent policy that has come out that an AI integration committee will be working on. The committee will include faculty, staff, administrators, parents, and students. And here's just some photos of some of the rebranding that we've gone through. In the upper left-hand corner, we see the new website. In the lower left-hand corner is the digital district newsletter. And then on the right-hand side, we see our new social media handles. And to conclude, some updates on student performance. So this first slide is showing progress over the past 2 years, some significant progress in terms of student achievement. So specifically, this slide demonstrates some really positive growth in the NJSLA, which is for 3rd through 8th grade in this data presentation component. So on the left-hand side, we have the academic year. And in this regard, it's for English language arts literacy proficiency. So the first year that I arrived was 23-24. And we show that over 2 years, we're very proud to share that we had a 10% increase in our ELA scores. 10% might seem like a small amount, but I can tell you it is not. Being able to move the needle that quickly in a short amount of time is significant. There are districts who somewhat just kind of sit hovering around one proficiency level year after year. But this is just testament to some of the initiatives that we've implemented in terms of going back to some of the basics and 3-part objectives and professional learning communities, the SNAP initiative that we rolled out, enhancements to our curriculum. We're starting to really see some great progress. Similarly, in NJSLA mathematics data, over the past 2 years, we've seen an 11% increase on our mathematics data. And here at the junior senior high school over the past year, we had a nice jump in NJ GPA data for graduation readiness. So we saw a nice increase there. And then a massive jump in NJSLA data for geometry, going from 36% to 71%. Now, as the board and community have heard me say many times, these small wins are certainly worthwhile to celebrate and recognize. But we're going into this year with a lot of momentum and treating it as if the proficiency levels that we have now naturally still can need consideration for continued growth. So we're continuing again with the professional learning for our staff, implementing some of the initiatives that we've been and trying to expand and continue to do great work. So credit to our administrative team and of course our faculty and staff for embracing that. And as we can see, we're getting some really great results in a short amount of time. And here is the updated mission statement. Again, that was shared with our faculty and staff. You may recall this was a collaborative process where we had a mission revision committee. We went through a few layers of community engagement by way of a survey, and ultimately we landed at a much more condensed mission statement. And then we have the motto on the bottom: respect, prepare, persist, succeed, with the Richfield Park Public Schools RPPS highlighted there in bold. This motto was generated directly from the mission statement. So to conclude, we see a lot of progress, both qualitatively and quantitatively, over the past 2 years. I hope that's evident, through this presentation. But this is the direct result of a united community pulling in the same direction. So when you have a Board of Education, when you have administrators, faculty and staff, parents, students, all pulling in the same direction, we see with a positive growth mindset, the results speak for themselves. So we're really proud of the progress we've made, but we know that there's still a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of work to be done. And I'm happy to open it up to any comment from the board, and if there's any feedback from our student reps, we'd welcome that as well. Thank you.
Trustees, comments or observations?
First of all, thank you, Dr. V. The presentation was very well put together, easy to follow, and a great reminder of all of the things that we've been approving over the last year. It's nice to see them summed up together. It is especially encouraging to see the increase in student achievement, because obviously that is why everyone is here in this room and in this district to make sure that our students succeed. So, I think what you said when you summed up your presentation is the truth, that everyone is pulling in the right direction. And even when you look at the facility upgrades, it makes people proud of the district. And I think having that pride also helps people want to do better, to be part of a winning team. So appreciate the efforts and the continued effort, as you've acknowledged that, we want the best and we are continuing to push forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. V, for tonight's presentation. Tonight reminded me of how far our district has come. This leadership has developed programs, expanded programs such as the pre-K, provided professional development, which ultimately strengthened student supports. This administration made upgrades in technology, like you mentioned in your presentation, providing faster internet connection, and it's not only needed for instruction, but also during state testing, NJSLA, all the glitches and all that fun stuff and access. These upgrades are needed. We do still have important work to do, like you say, particularly around student achievement, and I'm really impressed that in 2 years there has been an increase of 10%. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what else can this team do the next 2 years, or even next year. As far as increased community engagement, I always say, and Dr. Martinez, I'm like, we need to increase community engagement, but tonight there's like a clear plan. And we saw that in his evidence in tonight's presentation through the ECAC as well as Parent Guardian Academy. You failed to mention, though, CPAC, which we see it in social media. But there's so much that the district is doing, and you just didn't provide that information in the presentation. Also, we just need to prioritize, inclusivity, ensuring that every student feels valued, and also their families, and supported. I also look forward to seeing how the CTE and the career exploration opportunities that you mentioned tonight develops. The district, what I love about it, the district is providing students with options, and that is important for both college preparation and also pathways, trade pathways. And, we are giving students choices, no matter which directions they choose. And, we're making changes being made, and we're moving in the right directions. I just want to thank you as a board member and also as a parent.
Can I talk? Or
Mr. Vitros?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I've been on the board as a representative here from Low Ferry since January 2016. And I have to say, the progress we've made here collectively, and Dr. V, what you spearhead over the last few years, especially coming into this year, is just phenomenal. I mean, I can't even say other, I mean, I don't know how else to say, just amazing job. And to hear all the great things and to see them all and to picture them and to just see where we've come over the last so many years is, from my perspective, is just an amazing job. Hats off, my hat off to you and the entire team, and it's just excellent. And to hear about how we've reconnected with Low Ferry and we're working through some more things and the constant improvement of that relationship. Um, I must say, on behalf of myself and for the entire Low Ferry board, we're just very pleased in the direction where things are going. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vitros. Trustee Schmidt?
I just wanted to, of course, say that I'm, of course, pleased and very impressed with all of the progress, both, academically, especially first and foremost, but with the facility upgrades as well. I hope that, it's not easy for everyone to probably appreciate this as much as I do, but so many things were done so quickly, and I don't think, most people understand how much effort goes on and time is spent behind the scenes to make that happen. You see a pretty ceiling or some fresh coat of paint, but really, the amount of things that have been upgraded within our district is just tremendous in the past year or two. So that's really important, and thank you to everyone who put in all that effort to make that happen. It definitely needs to be recognized. And of course, there's more work to be done, but I'm super confident that we'll continue on this upward trajectory. And I just want to thank the administration as well as the teachers for all the hard work that they've put in thus far and moving forward, because we're going to keep working as hard as we've been. And it's great. Nothing else to say.
Thank you, Trustee Orth?
So I'm going to reiterate what a lot of people have said, and I just feel like tonight's presentation, kind of bringing it all together, I think a lot of times, even on the board, there's so many balls being juggled all the time, and to have it all kind of spelled out here for us, right, in each category, it's a little overwhelming, right? Like it's so impressive to see everything that is accomplished, and it's hard to keep your eye on all those balls at one time. And so, you know, thank you for putting together the presentation and kind of showing us what we've been trying to accomplish over the last 2 years. And it gives me great faith that even though there's still a lot of work to be done, that you've got those balls going in the air. And you're not dropping any. So that's a real nice feeling. Thank you.
Trustee Velez, did you want to say something? I know your voice is almost gone.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Cooney?
It was a wonderful presentation. Thank you. It is nice to see, because a lot of times you forget about certain things that get accomplished. And when you see it visually, it really registers. And from things where we're communicating with the town, the mayor, getting everybody involved, it's strengthening our community. But it's been, this is my third year on this term. 2 years ago at this point, it was not this way. Kudos to you and your team. Thank you all. You've done a wonderful job. And like Trustee Schmidt said, we have work ahead. We're not going to get too satisfied, but great job. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Student reps, would you like to say something? I don't want to put you on the spot, but I am.
For me personally, as a student, seeing that presentation really made me grateful for everybody who's been working behind the scenes for our school, because as students, we genuinely don't see or even appreciate what's been going on and the improvements that's been made. So just thank you for that. I'm sorry. I think I feel the same, because a lot of us complain and we say like, oh, there's not a lot going on in this school, but seeing it now is like realizing You guys are doing a lot of work and we appreciate you for that. So thank you.
Thank you both. Two more words, I would have teared up. I wanted to thank Dr. V. I want to thank you for the presentation. I want to echo what my fellow trustees have said. I want to thank Carmela, Scott, Paul, and the rest of your administrative team, our 6 principals, counselors, support staff, and most of all our teachers for all the hard work raising the trajectory of this district in 2 short years. We've asked a lot from you, and you're rising to the challenge. You've not only begun executing the vision of this board and what the community wanted when it made wise votes a long time ago, but in many areas, you've expanded beyond what many thought was possible in Richfield Park. I'll never forget that girl that I spoke to, the softball player I spoke to at the sushi place in town, who, when I asked her how things were going, she was like, "Well, it's Richfield Park. What could you expect?" I took that personal then, and I'm glad that we're proving her wrong. As many of you already know, driven by a 36% increase in healthcare and increases in energy, inflation, and other costs, the district made a difficult decision to recoup taxes it had left on the table during prior years. This decision, which also impacts each one of the 10 volunteers on this board, believe me, was needed to preserve the district's unprecedented progress and the positive, again, trajectory, a word that's been used here tonight, that we just heard about. Our administration looked ahead, which we appreciate that, and felt that it would be irresponsible to leave these tax dollars on the table and risk not just the progress, but also going backwards. It was difficult, but this very tough board agreed. And as I've always said, I don't mind paying taxes if I'm getting my money's worth. And good schools are an investment. So we're clearly a district on the rise, and we're clearly getting our money's worth. I want more, but we're getting our money's worth finally. There's a couple of things worth noting that are missing from Dr. V's presentation, but which are important to celebrate. As he said, this year there will be no state monitor's State of the District address because the state monitor is gone. The end of 10 years of monitoring was a testament to this board's vision, thoughtfulness, and hard choices. The board needed not only to pay the debt and choose a good superintendent, in this case we got a much better than good, but it also had to do the work, it also had to work well with him while managing the demands of the state. Many districts across the state remain in monitorship long after paying the debt, and others are headed into more trouble even after years of monitorship. I'll add that the wonderful things happening in our schools do not happen when a board is fighting, distracting staff, making reactive decisions, pushing personal agendas, or otherwise not putting the needs of students first. So I want to thank the board here for pushing for excellence when you needed to, for knowing how to argue and disagree respectfully, an art that has been lost in our society, and for staying out of the way of progress the rest of the time. What was also not covered in this presentation was a significant decrease in litigation and legal fees. Down over the past 2 years, I would imagine by more than 50%. Years ago, for those of you that were on the board, executive sessions lasted hours. And executive sessions are where you talk about legal issues or litigation or staff. We used to be here for hours. When the administration and the board follow and respect policy and law and contracts to the letter, staff knows exactly what to expect from their leaders and what's expected of them. They know the decisions are fair and in the best interest of children, and they do not sue. Finally, something else that you did not see in this presentation is a reduction in staff or programs. That is because this year we will not need to cut staff or programs. Across the state, and I did a little ChatGPT and Grok, a little research. Across the state, the rising cost of healthcare, energy, decreases in state aid, as well as some bad decisions have led many districts facing shortfalls. I counted 10, well, I didn't count it, ChatGPT counted it. I counted 10 that were in trouble and as many as 25 that are headed in that direction. These shortfalls will result in property tax increases, and again, as high as 10%, 12%, and 20% in some districts. Teachers being laid off, programs cut, facilities being neglected, and a couple of districts are even facing bankruptcy. I suspect that state monitor jobs in Jersey will be trending on LinkedIn in the near future. With great humility, because it did take some luck, in addition to skill and hard work, we are not in that position right now. And that is also to be celebrated. So thank you to everyone involved, from those who stayed engaged and voted, to those who every day stand in front of our classrooms to inspire and nurture our children. We are undoubtedly a district on the rise. Thank you.
Thank you all for your kind comments, and thank you, of course, to our student reps. I wanted to excuse you at this time so you can get some rest for tomorrow. And I did just want to note that the presentation itself, and I just wanted to thank Ms. Alina Duran, who is our supervisor of business, art, music, and CTE, assisted with the framework and the design of the actual presentation, which required a lot of work. So thank you to Alina for that. So good night to our student reps. Thank you so much for joining us, and that concludes my report.
Thank you.
Good night.
We will now listen to citizens' comments on agenda. Do we have anyone to elevate? No. No. No hands raised? Okay. I will, I guess, close public comments on agenda. And we will now move on to our agenda items. Trustee Orth, can you please move policy and regulations 801?
I so move policy 801.
Second.
Do you have any questions or comments? Seeing none, can I please have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Mr. Vitros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yeah.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes.
President Martinez.
Yes, and the resolution passes. Trustee Rodriguez, can you please move faculty and programs 9.01 to 9.08?
I so move F&P 901 to 908.
Second.
Hang on a second. Do you have any questions or comments or discussion on these items?
I just want to thank the ASSN, all school special needs, for their contribution and continued support. And it's a very generous donation. They provide reasonable accommodations and supplemental aid and tools, such as the sensory spaces and other resources for our students.
Thank you.
I have a comment on 908 as well, and I echo Trustee Rodriguez. It is a very generous donation, over $36,000, $37,000 worth of much needed resources for these rooms. I do have a question on the gift card portion of the donation and how that is going to be administered within our controls to ensure that it is spent correctly. And if there's any opportunity, you know, our policy on donations does read that, you know, any donations have to come through the board and through the, which this is because it's being approved, well, presumably being approved by the board, but through the district to ensure that it is spent correctly. And I'm not sure how gift cards fall into that. So I don't know if there's an opportunity for the gift cards to be cash, for that portion to be amended. I don't know if anyone has point of view or a response on that.
President Martinez, if I may, provide a little context which may help the board make an informed decision. So in terms of, there's two donations, right? So we have the one for this specific for the sensory hallway, and then the second in the larger amount. I think it's first important to note that of that approximate $32,500, approximately $20,000 is specific for a music vendor, which has been previously approved by the board to present music shows for students. So that then, you know, drops that total number down a bit more. The process that is implemented is that there is a wish list that goes out to our special education teachers for them to put in specific items that they deemed would be helpful as additional resources above and beyond what they've already received to implement towards the classroom. That then is vetted through our Director of Special Services. But then the gift cards themselves are not just a monetary amount. In other words, I'll just arbitrarily choose like a Visa gift card, nor is it an Amazon gift card, which sometimes is requested, but it's denied. This is a gift card that is specific to a teacher design website where they can only utilize it for that teacher website. So again, it's not a cash gift card, which then we are unable to determine how it's used or what it's spent on. This is in alignment with the wish list. And then it has to be used on this specific teacher website in alignment with that wish list. I hope that that's helpful.
Can I ask another question about the gift cards? Are they distributed evenly to all special education classrooms throughout the district? Are they the same amount, or is it who determines the need or the amount, I guess?
Thank you. My understanding is that a bit of a survey or a shared document is shared with our special education teachers, who again can then put in a wish list. I'd have to verify if it's an equal amount. Ms. Trigley, I'm not sure if you recall specifically, but it may be based upon the actual wish list and the items that they are seeking. So the monetary amount would be aligned to that. Ms. Trigley, do you recall at all? Okay, yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
So you feel that the controls that are on the way that this is being spent follows our normal controls within the district, and you're satisfied with that?
Quite frankly, this is the first time that the gift cards have come up, at least from my recollection, and on an agenda. If it's the board's desire for me to take a little bit of a deeper look into that, I'm happy to do that. But in terms of what the gift cards are, or the intended design of the gift cards, as I've shared, I know it's specific to this site. But if the board's comfort level is for me to do some additional research on the matter and report back out, I'd be happy to do that.
I'd like to just comment on 908. First, to say thank you to the All School Special Needs Association. It is a very generous donation. And certainly don't want to leave the impression that we're questioning the donation, just the handling, making certain that in accepting it as a board, we're responsible for the appropriation of it, and we want to make certain that those controls are in place as they should be. Do we know, has this generally been the way it's been accepted in the past?
It does seem that this has been the process that is outlined. But again, from my recollection, this is the first time that, at least in my time, and I could be wrong, but that these gift cards have been developed. But I have to take a look back at that.
Hi, David. Would you happen to have any input on this process of accepting donations? And I guess it's two parts. One is accepting the donation, but it's more like how these things are distributed in the district, equitably, and also how we track where they're distributed to.
Give me 1 second. I'm pulling over policy. I believe my understanding is they are permitted to earmark them, but give me 1 second. I just want to pull your policy. Bear with me 2 minutes as I do that.
7230.
So your policy does allow donors to do their intent, but in the end, it's the board's right to utilize the funds in the best interest of the educational programs of the district. So, and I guess your question is, how do we track that? Do I understand?
I think that's in part. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like in our policy, it says with, the standard controls of the district in spending money. So the things that they're donating, like the sensory hallway, that's a thing, right? We know what it's been spent on. The 20,000 for the music vendor, we know it's being spent on a music vendor, and I presume that means it's going directly to the music vendor, not passing through our books, which also I assume is okay. And the gift cards, since it's a card, and I appreciate that it's a teacher designated website, that's new information that we didn't have. Do we potentially just amend this, that someone, you know, after the gift cards are used, somebody signs off on what the purchases were, just so that there's a close the loop? I certainly don't want to stop the donation. That is not the intent. Just want to make sure that we don't open ourselves up to something that is not documented correctly and a potential, you know, slippery slope.
So wait, hold on. Can I ask a question? Because now I'm confused. You mentioned that some of it's going directly to the vendor, but how are we accepting that donation then?
Yeah, what are you talking? Oh, he's asking about the music program. Yeah, sorry, Mr. Disler, we're just pulling up because the vendor was previously approved. I just wanted to get the name right. In consulting with Mr. Beisig, that money does not pass to the district. They pay the vendor directly.
Okay.
So the
So that's not-
donation,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
the donation in approximately 20,000 of that 32,000 number would go directly to the vendor.
Understood. So the amount passing through the district is a little less, but the resolution is acknowledging the full donation because it is going to benefit students.
Correct.
Okay. So I think, and then to answer the second part, how do we track it? I think that's really just an administrative purview, right? So for example, gift cards, I would ask, I think if the board has that concern, I think that's an appropriate avenue for the finance committee for your business administrator, just give an update, or, you know, district administration to give an update to the finance committee of what procedures would put into place to make sure they were appropriately utilized. But as for any specifics, again, I think that's, you know, general accounting principles that will control, and that's for your business office to put into place to make sure they're used for the appropriate earmark purpose.
Yeah, but what he's saying is for us to receive information from those school special needs, the gift cards were processed for some in the future, like the documentation to, you know, this finance.
Yep. Does that satisfy the board?
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Any impression that we are a soft board that's rolling over anytime soon should be quashed. May I please have a roll call? We're going to go ahead. Yeah, there'll be some discussion. I'm sorry, just to be clear, we're going to go ahead with accepting the donation per our legal our attorney's suggestion, and this will be worked out in the finance committee where we can express our concerns and kind of get some assurances that this will be tracked appropriately. Thank you.
Make one more suggestion.
Uh-huh.
Since some of the money is getting paid directly to the vendor, I would just ask that your board secretary just note this discussion in the minutes for when the board approves it, just making clear that some, you know, while the board is acknowledging the full donation, because I think that is incredibly important because that's benefiting the students, that not all of the revenue, not all of the donation will be going directly to the board. I don't think it needs to be, the resolution needs to be modified, just have it referenced in the minutes when the board approves it, just so there's a record of that. If for any reason there's any accounting, you know, for your audit or the like, someone tries to track it, it's made clear.
It just dawned on me that most districts probably discuss how money's going out, and this board will discuss how money comes in as well. Mr. Bison, can I please have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes, and I just wanted to say thank you to the all school special needs also. Didn't say that before.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes.
President Martinez.
Yes, and I'll also make the statement that thank you to the all school special needs and thank you to all the individuals, including myself, who attend many of their functions. They're often very, very fun, and the money goes to a good cause. The resolutions pass. Trustee Schmidt, can you please move consent agenda 1201?
Consent agenda 1201, I so move.
Second.
Carol, second. Any questions or comments on consent agenda? Seeing none, can I please have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes.
Where am I? I did? Okay, I'll go back. No worries. No, I'm trying to get out of here.
What did we just do?
We're in the middle of a roll call.
oh, did he?
Okay.
We're in the middle of, we'll go back. I'm not trying to get out of here or anything.
Ms. Orth,
Yes.
President Martinez.
The resolution on consent agenda passed.
You
We're
around.
gonna go back. I was just testing you guys. Trustee Cooney, can you please move buildings and grounds 1001?
Buildings and Grounds Resolution 10.01, I so move.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can I have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes.
President Martinez.
Yes, and the resolutions pass. Trustee McNeil, can you please move finance and insurance?
Yes, I move finance and insurance 1101 to 1120.
Second.
Any questions on finance and insurance? May I please have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes.
President Martinez.
Yes, and the resolutions pass. Did I skip any others?
No.
All right. We will now listen to citizens' comments.
Personnel, personnel, personnel. You didn't skip, but you have to continue.
You guys got me rattled.
Your ADHD is really kicking.
Trustee Rodriguez, would you please move personnel 1301 to 1315?
Yes, I so move personnel 1301 to 1315.
Second.
Jenny was second. Okay. Any questions or comments from the board on personnel? Seeing none, may I please have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney.
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes, but I'm an abstention on 1308.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes.
President Martinez.
Yes, and the resolutions pass. Now are we done with resolutions? We will now listen to citizens' comments off agenda. Do we have any hands raised? Give me 1 minute.
Hello,
Yes, hi. Ma'am, could you please state your name and your address?
Maria Escobar, 80 Orchard Street.
Thank you.
I was wondering if has been any discussion in regards to the 7th and 8th grade building from the survey that was sent a few months ago.
Okay. Is that your only question?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to answer them after everybody asks their questions. We'll answer that, which will not be that long from now.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a
Do we
great
have
day.
anyone else to elevate? No? Yep, okay. Dr. V? Please.
Thank you, President Martinez, and thank you, Ms. Escobar, for your question. After the survey, we began some conversations with our architect of record, and on a recent agenda, the board approved a proposal from the architect of record, whose essentially job now is to begin to take a look at projected enrollment through the 5-year demographic study, take a look at our floor plans and what may be feasible internally to see if we can potentially move 7th and 8th grade students out of the junior senior high school. I'm not sure if you were present on the call when I presented my State of the District presentation, but I had shared that it's anticipated that the architects will come most likely to a November meeting to provide the board and the community with an update in terms of their findings. In other words, whether or not it's feasible to reconfigure grade bands within our schools, and or would there be a need to do any level of building. I would just encourage you to kind of stay tuned for that. We'll definitely, push out some communications, but as it stands now, that's where we're at with the matter of a potential reconfiguration.
Thank you for asking. I will ask for a motion. I will now close public comments off agenda. We need to get done fast. May I please have a motion to close the meeting?
You sure? I make a motion to close the meeting.
I second.
Good night, everybody.